Hi everyone, welcome back to the MNS Cards YouTube channel. My name is Michael, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the fun of grading with PSA. So yesterday I got an alert that my credit card had been charged for one of the orders that was completing. It was a 47 card order, so pretty good size order. Had some alt art, some trainer galleries, some celebrations cards, a few EXs from Scarlet and Violet. And you know anything about grading with PSA, you know that they usually send you an email about upcharges if you have any cards that are going to be above their value threshold. So all of these were in bulk, so anything over $300 I should have gotten an upcharge for. So that's usually well, I guess it can be a red flag. Sometimes they miss some things on orders where they don't charge you the upcharge, and they probably should. But on this one, I got my credit card charged, and my first thought was, well, I really hope that they just missed my order and they didn't just wreck me on grades. And unfortunately, I went and I looked, and I ended up with only 24 tens, so just a little bit over 50%. And my general 10 percentage at PSA is somewhere between like 70 and 80% on average. So when I saw that, I was like, oh boy, that's not good. And I went and looked at the cards, and yeah, sure enough, there were a couple of cards that they missed that I probably should have had an upcharge on. Like I got the Rockets Mewtwo EX SIR from Destined Rivals in a 10. It's worth more than $300. I probably should have gotten an upcharge on that, and they just missed it. Or maybe they just felt bad because they knew that they wrecked me on the rest of the submission. And, you know, sometimes that happens. The 9 button just gets stuck down at PSA, and that's how it goes. But I started to think, I'm like, oh man, do I need to be pre-grading my cards a little bit more harsher? Like, I've been chucking out a lot of cards and trying to be more lax on my pre-grading recently, just sending more cards and taking the chance that, hey, you know what, they're going to give some things, some 10s that are borderline 9, 10, and I've been sending more and more out, and I thought, okay, well, maybe I took a little bit too much risk on this, but right now, I have 13 submissions out at PSA that are all about 50 cards. And I'm like, oh, if I'm just going to be getting 50%, 10 percentages, I really need to be looking at what I'm doing and start pre-grading more harshly. And I went back and looked at some of the cards, and I'm like, man, these look pretty good for PSA 9s. Like, I've definitely seen way worse 10s than some of these 9s that I've gotten. Is PSA grading or changing their grading standards? There's something I need to be doing. Do I need to be buying different types of cards? And I had all these things going through my head like, okay, what do I need to change? And you know what? Literally less than 2 hours later, I got an email from them like, hey, this other submission that you have, there's some upcharges that you need to approve. And I thought, all right, baby, we're back. Let's go. All right, went back in, looked, and on that one, it was a 61 card submission, 51 tens. We're right back at it. Let's go. We need to be taking more risk. Like, I've got a, what would that be? Like an 88% 10 percentage. I need to sending more cards. I need to be taking more risk with PSA. Like, they're giving everything 10s. And, you know, that's just some of the emotional roller coaster of grading with PSA. You're going to be looking at some of these cards that you send, and you're like, oh, that's iffy. Maybe they'll get a 9. Maybe they'll get a 10. You get a bad grader, and they just wreck you. And then literally a couple hours later, you'll get a notification for a submission, and you're like, all right, we're flying high. Like, we are making money. And, you know, sometimes you just have to sit back and take the good with the bad, and that's what I've been doing. Just continuing to ride the waves of good and bad and taking them as they come. And I just want to show you a couple of these cards, because at this point, I'm like, okay, I got this submission with really bad 10 percentage. Are there some cards that it's going to be worth looking at and seeing if I can crack them and potentially go for a regrade? Like, at this point, they're a sunk cost. I've got 9s. The next decision I need to make is what's the best thing to do with these ones. And typically what I do is if it's something that's easy to replace, I'm not even going to consider cracking it. I'm just going to sell a 9. Like, I've got a Flying Pikachu VMAX from Celebrations. It's like an $8 raw card. I'm not going to crack it and try to grade it again and see if I can turn an $8 card into like a $60 card. I'm not risking $20 to do that. But let me show you one of these cards. Like, this is literally one of the cleanest 9s I have ever seen. And when I sent it, I thought, you know, I think there's a good chance that this one's going to get a 10, and they just smacked a 9 on it. So here, let me switch over. So this is the card I'm talking about. I got a PSA 9 on this Umbreon V. So if you want to look, like, The centering on this is great. I really couldn't see anything. It is maybe a little bit top heavy and a little bit skinnier over here, a little bit thicker over here, but I've seen way worse way worse tens. And so this was a pretty clean 9 in my opinion. Maybe a little bit skinnier on bottom, but if you can see where the copyright date is down here, like this is well within 10 percentage. And a couple of things that I look at is these corners up here. So sometimes there's chipping on these black areas. And overall, this one looks pretty clean. If you look at the back, like it was a really clean back. No white dots. Well, I shouldn't say it. There is one tiny little white dot down here, maybe. But I've had plenty of tens get, or plenty of cards get tens. There is a white dot right here. Again, nothing that I would think holds it back. Over here you can kind of see a little bit of whitening, but I think that's more just the case, like, because if this is all whitening, that would probably be getting less than a 9. Like that's probably in 7, 8 territory in my opinion, if that's actually truly whitening. So I'm pretty sure that's on a case. Maybe something right here. I'll take a look at that when I get it back. But I mean, this is one that I'm going to look at it more closely when I get it back, and I think it has a good chance of cracking and getting a 10. And I'll show you another one. This is actually a card that I just sold, and I want you to look at the centering on this one. Like, look how thick that is up there and how skinny that is down there. Like, I think that this is out of the range of PSA 10s, but these are some of the cards that you take a risk on. And I mean, you can see up, like, the whole centering is tilted. Like, look how it's thicker on that side and then skinnier on that side. And so that's just some of the fun of grading with PSA. You gotta take the good with the bad. I have people keep asking me like, hey, can you make pre-grading videos? And I'm really hesitant to do that because as you can see, like the way I pre-grade, these were 2 submissions. I sent them a week apart. It was similar cards. I was the one who pre-graded all of them, so I have the same pre-grading process. And on one of them, I got just better than a 50% PSA 10 percentage, and the other one, I got high 80 percentage. So I don't want to make pre-grading videos of like, hey, this is how I do it, and then you get the bad grader on the bad day, and you get smacked with a lot of 9s, so you come back to me like, hey, what the heck? I thought you said that this is how you pre-grade cards, and you're getting high 80 percentage. It's like, sometimes you just get those bad graders having a bad day. I mean, you don't know if that grader just got chewed out by his boss, just got a mean text from a wife or girlfriend, had a bad lunch, someone cut him off in traffic as he was coming into work. Like, you're going to have bad graders on bad days. And the guy who gave me 80% 10s, maybe he just got some great news. Maybe he just got a promotion. Maybe he just closed on a house or whatever personal thing that he was going through. Like, he was having a great day and he thought, hey, we're having a great day. Like, these all look great. Rose-colored glasses, let's go, getting 10s. So just again, remember, if you're grading with PSA, ride the highs, just keep trucking if you're getting some of those lows, and it'll all even out in the end. So with that, I've got things to do. I'm sure you do too, and get after it and have a good one. Thanks.